In this clip, you'll see the pros of having a workflow efficiency of using effect templates to get to the endpoint faster, and how Jens is able to use his effect template to get the lead guitar track sitting quickly within the mix. Check it out and enjoy.
And then I promised you to show you a little bit about the lead guitars. Okay, so this is a typical setup. You can see that it sort of aligns with the same that I do for vocals, having these tracks above the actual vocal tracks. With the effects for leads, I have some different stuff here that I used in this session, which is in line with like a setup of stuff that I usually have as my starting point. And then I would, of course, modify it to it after need or taste, or create new ones. But if we listen to something, let's see. We had this verse guitar. Nicely cut. So something that I usually like is some sort of stereo delay. And I have this setting that I use quite a lot. So it's a mono send, actually. I don't want to hear the repeats or anything. And I use the repeater from Slate Audio, which is a model after the 2554, or what is the number? I don't remember. TC Classic delay. That is one of the last bits as well that I sort of was able to recreate good enough from a hardware unit that I had, that I now have inside the box, which is really convenient. So nothing super special, just a little bit different times on left and right, but I always send to it in mono, meaning that wherever I am in the pan picture is just there to create space around it. Then if I need another type of delay, then I would create that. I also have my beloved Echoboy Space Echo that I use quite a lot, and I did on this session. Now the tails are cut out because of this Mutimatic thing that Nick has me rolling. But it's basically a standard, in this case, quarter note. Maybe it's more common that I have an 8th note dotted or something else, but it's just a mono delay that has a little bit of built-in width to it in that emulation. That usually sounds really good. And I usually pair it, so it's a bit similar to my vocal approach. To create width, and then I don't do reverbs that much on guitars and e-guitars. I might, but I do have this IR again. That is called my Clean Space. It's IR from Cello Studios, and it's a very nice, like shimmery kind of reverb. If it was actually feeling right now, let me fix that. There we are. It creates this like space around the guitar without sounding like a reverb, and that's pretty amazing in my opinion. Other stuff that I sometimes use here for lead guitars is like chorus or doublers that doesn't sound so much like a chorus. That makes sense. I have the from the CLA effects, there is a pretty good widening effect there that I sometimes put on guitars. Well, it does sound a little bit like a chorus for sure. Sometimes I would pan that. So I have like the direct signal on one side and just the pitch shifted version on the other side to create dimensions again. So all these effects are sort of aiming towards creating spaces, widening, and dimension creating effects, basically, to make it a little bit more interesting and less there is the guitar in the mix. Your friends, your love's in mortal danger. The things are turns, and no love is offers in this nation. And here's a good example of this lead guitar playing together with the vocals. And here I do have on this lead master that I just imported as well, together with this. There is some basic EQ, and I might have a whole chain of other stuff here, just little saturating stuff on the lead. I usually have something. It could be this. It could be maybe the isotope exciter stuff. It could be something else. It could be an Aphex vintage exciter, like the vocal exciter. Something that just saturates the high mids and top end of lead guitars to again like even out the create new harmonics and even out the highs of them. There's something that I quite often put on my lead master bus to separate them a little bit more from other stuff. And then I have this just a very, very basic compressor that I key with the key bus. So as soon as the vocals are active, this one goes in and dips a little bit. We can see if that happens now. Your bones, your friends, your love's in mortal danger. The things are turns, and no love is offers in this nation. Yeah, you can see this compression thing is coming down a little bit as soon as there's vocals. Right now, maybe I have that feed a little bit too strong. But that way, the lead guitar will move, and it won't sound like it's moving because the vocals is masking effect. Just you will not be able to think about how that lead guitar or the lead guitar package is moving away a little bit.